Alright, so here's my second restring of the day. And this thing is a Yamaha RGZ612. I looked on Reverb and there is one available on Reverb. It's only a $200 guitar, maybe $299, somewhere in that neighborhood. And so, you know what I've done already is I took an old back cover and I shoved it underneath the trem here, and just to hold that in place. And now it takes a very small little Allen wrench and it goes in the back of each one of these, and that's how you loosen the strings out of here. So I'm actually going to take all the strings off of this. A lot of times on Floyd Rose stuff, when you restring it, you do one string at a time and then tune it to pitch and then do the next string, and that keeps these things from going all over the place. But on this one, I'm going to take all the strings off of it because I just bought this guitar and I have to polish those frets and I have to shine this baby up and go through the whole thing. So here we go. These actually, it seems like it's a good design because this goes in a long way. That thing goes in there at least a quarter of an inch, and so it's a good design where it's not going to get stripped out, hopefully. Oh, wait a minute, is that one stripped out? Oh no, right when I said that. Our D string's totally stripped out. Uh-oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix that. There's no way I can get that one part. Alright, so I shoved a whammy bar in here. And so if you kind of hold this at an angle, it is working. So let's see if it's not quite right. But it is coming out of there. So it's a problem with these old Floyds, man. These old Floyd Roses, they malfunction. And these all get stripped out, and these little blocks, I call them little bricks, those things always sort of mess up after a while. Guys over tighten them. Okay, I gotta put that back on there, and it's also gonna help. Boy, these strings are not coming out. This is a mess. This whole Floyd might have to come out of here. Let's see if I can get this back cover off. I think these strings are looped in here, or kind of hooked in. Alright, let's take a look at that. Yep, there's the back of the strings right there. These are the back of the strings. So let me cut one of these off. So these blocks don't come out of here. This is a different style of Floyd. So before I freak out too much, see that? The string doesn't get cut off and shoved down in there. The ball end of the string stays on. See, you learn something new every day. These things got me confused. I've never seen one like this. Okay, what it does is the ball of the string goes through the back, but when you lock these together, it keeps the strings locked in place. There were those old Floyds where the string, you could actually run it in the back right here, and if you dive bomb all the way, the string would come loose in there. So by pressing the block up against the string, it keeps it, okay, I get it now, keeps it all nice and tight. So this one D string here that's kind of stripped out, this one, you can still kind of work it in there so that it'll hold that block nice and tight up to the string. I get it now. This thing will be alright. Just so you guys know what bridge this is, let me see if I can get my camera on here nice and tight. And I think that says Yamaha RM Pro 1. Or is that a Pro 2? Yamaha RM Pro 2, licensed by Floyd Rose, patent. So, yeah, it's the Yamaha one. They made so many different types of Floyds. It's crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a bunch of 3-1 oil on this, 3-in-1 oil. And this is kind of a sloppy mess, but it will help to clean and lubricate and And I'll wipe most of that off of there, but we'll just let that soak in a little bit. You know, thinking about it, one thing about this design is a lot of times on all the Floyds where you cut the string and just shove it down in there, and you've only got about a 1/4 inch of string down in there, then they slide out and they pop right out of there. This will never do that. Those strings are in there. Microfiber mesh, micro mesh, fiber mesh, what do they call this stuff? 1500 grit. I put it around a little rubber pad, and you just kind of do this back and forth, paintbrush strokes. Well, look at that, there are no fret markers, no inlays on this neck. That's kind of cool. All right. That gets them smooth. That's not bad. And it doesn't leave any, like steel wool would leave little shards of metal. Doesn't do that. Micro mesh. You know, the fret ends, this was a quality guitar back in the day. I don't know what year this thing is. I'm going to guess 1980s, maybe 90s. So we put some Dunlop 65 on there. Take a paper towel. Just kind of wipe it in and wipe the excess. And this will get some of the dirt. This guitar, for being as old as it is, you don't have any fret wear in these cowboy chord areas. So somebody didn't play it very often. Alright, so let's just put the strings through the back. And again, the ball end of these strings stays on there. I'm starting to understand this bridge. And I'm starting to see the benefits of it. You don't have to cut the string. Alright, I've got it sort of tuned up. Let me pull that out of there now. And it fell back a little, but it's still nice and level. And it's not really tuned up yet, but let's plug it in for a second. And it's probably not the best time to test the electronics after I already put the strings on it. Well, I kind of like where the input jack is. That's kind of cool. Okay. Got a little 5-way action going on here. Spray that out a little bit. See if that helps. Alright. Let's pull the back plate off. Let's take a look in here. See what's going on. Trying to get this thing to work in here. Let's make sure everything's turned. Oh, what do we got there? That's like a funny push-push kind of a thing. So let's take a look at that. It's got a positive red hooked up to it, or the hot. It's got a black wire hooked up to it, which is a ground. I think what I need to do is probably replace this. And then we can get a good look at this jack too. Let's take some stuff apart. Okay, well, I'm having tons of fun now. I got this piece kind of moved out of the way. But I'm noticing that on my volume pot right here, if I hold it all the way on, you get some tone out of that. It works. Alright. I think we're going to have to replace this volume pot right there. That shouldn't be too bad. Boom. Right in the trash. Alright, I got that in there. And it did okay. I went ahead and tightened this back up, and I moved this out of the way of that. So let's see what happens now. Still malfunctioning on me. Got a lot more stuff to do. Well, I think what I found is that this wire that goes on the 5-way, this thing came off. Still not sure what this push-push thing does, but I think what I'll do is I'm going to leave it in there, and I'm just going to spray it out a little bit and make sure that it's nice and clean. Okay, so I've got the string somewhat in tune, and so now I'm just tightening these back up so that it moves that little block up against the string. You don't have to really tighten these down too tight. There you go. That's all I'm trying to do, because the string, again, it's already in place, and if you really whammy, it'll come loose, but the ball is still on the end of the string. It's kind of a unique Floyd. In a way, I kind of like it, because your string is never just going to come out of there after you cut the ball off. So that's the one thing I like about it. I don't know. Leave it in the comments what you guys think about this bridge. Let me know what you guys think. I've never seen one. I know I'm kind of coming off like an idiot because I ain't never seen one before. But I got it figured out. Okay, well, there she's nice and shined up. It's got a zebra and a panther on there. I wish I could get those off of there, but I can tell that they use super glue, and if I scrape those things off, it's going to look worse. I got to just leave them on. And it's too bad that this pickup ring is kind of doing that right there. But, you know, and I can see that it had a sticker right there at one time. And somebody looks like they scraped that off, and it's not looking good. But you know what? A pretty cool, made in Taiwan, Yamaha RGZ612. I've never seen one before. I know on Reverb there was one that went for, I think, $250 or $300 or somewhere in that neighborhood. And that's what I try to get out of some of my guitars. I just basically go on Reverb and see what they're selling for. And but I always try to give guys good deals when they come in the shop. And I want them, and I want to be 100%, you know, visible about what exactly a guitar is. And I, you know, tell people, hey man, go on Reverb, see what they're going for. Don't just take my word that, you know, I could put a price tag of $600 on this thing and hang it in my shop, but I would be doing a disservice to myself and my customers by doing something like that. And I'd rather not go there. I don't need the money that bad. Hey, it's been a great day shining this thing up. The only thing left is for me to plug it in and play it. Man, this has been a long video. Here we go. a fun guitar. I sat here, it plays really nice. The action is really nice on it. It's a Yamaha. Pronunciation is Yamaha. Made in Taiwan. Really sweet little guitar. Lots of fun, not too much money. I spent about an hour working on it. It's got the panther chasing a zebra. You got the whole safari thing going on there. I don't want to take those off. It is what it is, right? Don't you love that expression? There you guys have it. Thank you guys for watching. Everybody have a great day. Maybe I'll restring another guitar tomorrow.